Are we having fun yet? Yes, we are. Welcome to the Kingdom. I'm Andy, and welcome to 3 tips and tricks in trains, or with trains, in Satisfactory. Okay, so below me, we have my cloverleaf intersection. It's some things you can do with trains. I did it because I want to know if I could, and you can. So, let's quickly get into the 3 tips and tricks. Let's jump down and quickly get into them. Here we go. Okay, so down here, let's do tip number 1. Tip number 1 is a combination. It's order of operations slash tips on how to lay down track. So the best way to do it is you set up like straight pieces every once in a while, and it helps everything stay straight. And the best way to do it is, like, when you're laying down track, lay every other down, lay track every other, because this track. So let's say I'm going for a track, and then I want to keep going. Well, instead of it taking this and extending it, the best way to keep the track as straight as possible would be to lay down another section of track straight as possible, and then link the 2 tracks together. It's just order of operation, and if you can do things like that, all your tracks will be a little bit straighter. It doesn't always work, but it works most of the time. Number 2, curves. Curves, I find that the number 5 works really, really well. So I have a straight portion on this side to keep it straight on one end, straight on the other side to keep it going straight on the other end, and we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start off again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if you make a curve that way, you get a perfect 90-degree curve every time, as long as you put the end pieces in first. Now let's say I want to make it 180, not a 90. Well, I just happen to have a way of doing that. Now, of course, I wouldn't like this because, of course, it runs into this log. And over there, I even have one bit where it was near the very end of when I was building, and I go through a piece. I had to keep it because I didn't want to redo the whole thing. But, it's just a really good way of laying down track. And here you go, a 180-degree track. And it's a very good way of doing things. Now, for me, I usually hit that midpoint, and then I put track going out that way, and then I link them in, and that's a good U-turn, which I usually put on the end of my things everywhere. And soon you can do things like this. So basically, all the posts are in connection pieces, and I'm going up a certain amount, doing math and everything like that. If you guys are interested in how I built this, let me know. I'll try to build a how-to. Just let me know down in the comments, and we'll sit there. Let's go to tip number 2. I will see you over there. See you then. So the second tip for you guys is how your train is set up. So for example, when you're going up a huge ramp, like I have this giant corkscrew that I have to get everything to get up and down my mountain, I know that one engine can carry up to 2 trailers. Each one can hold 2. On my particular setup for all my trains, I have only 1-to-1, because honestly, I have so many trains that when you get into this type of structure where you're getting a whole bunch of trains to unload all their stuff, you can't have it be big. Like, this would be twice as big, almost. And I have just enough room for just having 1 and 1 for this particular train. So let's get off. Up there is just where everything gets sorted up to, so that I can quickly grab my stuff to go off and build something. But knowing the 1-to-1 ratio, if I were to do the 1-to-2 ratio, you'd have 1 of these and 2 of these for every train station, and I just don't have the room. It's not here where I have a special area just for everything, but down below where I'm loading everything up, those things are huge in themselves, and if I were to add just a little bit more room, I would run out of space really quick. So just remember, if you don't want your trains to be stuck, like in my episode 1, I had trains where I would have to run out and back them up all the way down and then get a good running start so they can get over all some of the hills that I had them going over, and I could never figure out why that would happen. Well, the reason why is I had 2 engines and like 13 trailers. Yeah, it had enough power to keep it going, but it didn't have enough power to, if you like you started the game and they were already at the angle, then I would sit there. But just remember that 1 to 2. So if you want a huge long train, make sure you have a whole bunch of engines to go along with it to keep everything up and running and everything. And remember, power also goes with that, which is tip number 3, power. Remember, trains cost a lot of power. Each section of a train station is 50 power each. So each one of my little train stations, and I have a lot of them, each one of these is 100 power because I have 1, station and 1 unloading center. But then you multiply that times 2 because you have a loader and an unloader. So that's 200. You have another 100 because it's slightly lower than 100. It's usually about 75 to 80. When your train is going uphill, like I did in my little corkscrew, it's 75 to 80 power to go up that, and you want to make sure you have a little bit over that. So it's just easy to know that 300 power for my little small trains on the other side. And how would you generate that much power? You just have to generate a lot. I have a little bit of time for this episode. Let me show you how I generate all that power. I'll be with you in just a second. So just remember, if you are crazy as I am and you need power generation, you're going to need to build something like this, where you have a few things to build you a little bit of power generation. Over here, I did this on a stream. I maxed out all my oil, refined them all. I'm using 2 out of the 3 things so far. I need to make another one just like this right over there. And right now I am able to finally be able to use my trains that I set up. I built it and then realized I didn't have enough power. So remember, power generation is very important before you start getting all your trains up. If you're going to do a simple thing where you have maybe for point A to point B, you'll be fine with normal power generation. Just remember, you just need a little bit more power in how you plan things. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. I will try to do more of these. You guys seem to really enjoy these. I'll try recording normal gameplay in quick format, see if you like that too. I'm trying new things, see if you guys like things. And until next time, thank you guys for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like button. If you love what you saw, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to see when things come out, when they come out, hit that bell. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you again. I forgot to hit the button. Sayonara and ciao. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.